Good news, people. Today is an Exmoor day. So we're here in the national park, which was created in 1954. And I'm just walking alongside the Bagworthy Water river here, which is flowing beautifully on this late spring day. I'm headed up the Doon Valley and we've got a sort of 9.5, 10-mile loop today. Now, I actually shot this film back in March. We are mid-May now. But I've been having a lot of camera troubles and I lost all of the footage. So I'm back again today to reshoot this walk and hopefully find the path that I couldn't find. So we are going to climb up onto the moors and then work our way down towards the coast. But there was a footpath that I just could not find. I spent 3 hours like following boundaries and scrambling through brambles. And eventually I picked it up much higher up in the valley. So I've got View Ranger on my phone today and hopefully I can find this hidden path and share it with you. But first of all, we got this wonderful stretch along the river. Soak up the life, soak up the sound. It is amazing to be out. Let's make the most of every step today. So Exmoor has an amazing array of historical sites and historic stories, and it's thought to have been occupied since the Mesolithic period. But right up sort of during the 15th, 16th, 17th centuries, it was the wool trade that really brought this place to life. But then the story of Lorna Doone, which you may or may not have heard of, really made this particular area famous. So it's a romantic story, and just come up to this plaque here which says, "The memory of Richard Doddridge Blackmore, whose novel Lorna Doone extols to all the world the joys of Exmoor." This stone was placed here by the Lorna Doone Centenary Committee, 1969.
The trees around me rustled in the warming sun, and the ferns danced in a gentle breeze. Birds of every kind sang out their song, confident that their tunes accompanied the blissful theme set by the river. It was a magical morning that moved me deeply.
You know, I have such a positive affinity with Exmoor National Park, and every time I step foot here, my heart quickens because it knows an adventure is going to happen. But you know, as the years go by and I explore more of the paths here and I become more familiar with the landscape, it just feels like a homecoming every time I return. This is a landscape where I really feel like I belong, and I say it's a landscape, but it's so diverse in the different terrains that it offers. I mean, you've got the forests such as these with their gnarled up branches and twisted roots. You've got the moors up high, Dunkery Beacon, highest point 590 meters above sea level. Yet to make a video on that, so stay tuned. You've got the valleys and the combes with their rivers and streams. You've got the coastal paths with its amazing coves and coastal villages. There's so much to explore, and it's really hard not to fall in love with this land, and I just love it. I've fallen in love with it, head over heels in love with Exmoor National Park. I adore it. I'm just picking a tree at random. We got this one here, for example. I just wanted to show you like the intensity of the mosses on these trees. You know that every tree is just coated in this soft layer of moss that's just wonderful to touch. It's like stroking a dog. It's really quite thick, and there's all sorts of lichens that grow on these trees, many of which are indicator species for clean air. And you know, Exmoor National Park is famous for its clear skies. So throughout the year when there's no clouds, you come here, there's so little light pollution, and you look up and you can just see millions and millions of stars, and there's nothing quite like it. It's kind of hard to move at any sort of pace down this valley, just because there's so much to look at. We've got the bilberry plants just coming into leaf and flower. We've got the trees, which are so interesting. Each one's just morphed into its own bizarre shape, and you've got to take the time to admire and wonder how they're thriving in that shape. But then there's the birds as well. We've had all sorts of wrens, blackbirds and warblers singing in the trees, and then in the water I've seen dippers splashing about in the pools, and I've seen yellow wagtails as well. Just got to keep my eye open and really soak up this land, appreciate all that it has to offer. Hiya, alright. So I literally just stopped to take my jacket off because it is really warming up. But I just spotted this, and it's kind of interesting. So this is basically what my friend likes to call an oak apple, although I don't really see the resemblance between this and an apple. Or I like to call it like a ghoul, I think is the scientific name maybe. But basically it's formed by like a wasp that injects its like larvae into the trees, and the tree responds by forming this sort of inflammation, and then basically the larvae grows and then it crawls out of that hole. Can you see that there? And it goes off into the world. But it's kind of disgusting but interesting all at the same time. And you tend to just find them lying around when they've been discarded by the tree. We're just dropping down to the river now. We're going to need to cross over. But as I've been walking along this stretch, I've been keeping an eye on View Ranger on my phone, which if you don't know what that is, it's basically an app, a map app. So you can keep an eye on where you are. I've just about got the 1 to 50 to work right now. So I can see my route on the map, but I can't see the route in real life. We're very close to it, so we'll keep scouting, people, we'll keep scouting. So there's another path that goes right up there onto the moors, and just in the valley, you can't quite see it here, is the remains of a medieval village that was abandoned in 1820, as late as that. It's incredible. But if you're interested in seeing that, you're gonna have to watch my other Exmoor video. I had the dogs with me on that walk. That was good fun. But we're not going that way, for we are going this way. Take note, beyond fence. River. Yep, you've got it. We've got to wade, people. Time to get the socks and boots off. Let's get our feet wet. I am excited as I am nervous, because that water is not going to be warm. All part of the adventure. Ugh. Right, here goes nothing. No, that's so cold. Come on, it's not cold, it's really warm, it's tropical. You're imagining it. Whew, lovely. Find a rock, balance on it. Simple as. We made it! That is cold, people! God, that was cold. Amazing, but cold. Let's get my feet dried out and we'll press on to find this path. Whew. So just before we get going, I wanted to show you the map and what my plan is and the likelihood of liking at what. So just before we get going again, I wanted to just show you this map and how it relates to the landscape. So you can see this is Cloud Farm. It's where we started. We walked all the way along the river. This is where we are. We've got the medieval village, which is just over there. But I want to take this path up here, and basically it goes up here and it joins with another path and goes off that way. But while looking at View Ranger, this point here is here. We are here. So there's supposed to be a path that goes along that way. Now there's a path that goes up there, you can just see, and there's the sign saying that there's this other one that goes along the shore of the river, which actually is only just on the map, this little ... one. So I'm gonna just have a quick scout out up there and see if I can spot that path, because essentially it's just gonna climb up through the gorse stuff there and circle around there and just keep climbing up. But if not, then we'll follow along the valley and I'll just do what I did last time, and that'll make sense when we get there. Right, goodbye river. Let's see if we can find this path. I'm just walking up a little bit further, see if I can spot a turn off. It's not looking hopeful because I should be able to see a path in that gorse, but it is unbroken. So potentially the path does not exist anymore. And I'm not walking through this. Look at it, lethal. All right, people, I think that is enough of that. Oh, that's a nice view. That was worth a little climb. So we're gonna follow the river just a little bit further to the next sort of inlet, and then we will begin our climb up. Yes, up. Gosh, hang on, I don't want to move. That is just stunning. Ooh, looks like we're about to be engulfed in the shadow. Clouds going over the sun. How mean. Here it is. Darkness descends upon us as we venture into the unknown. And we're back in the sunshine. Happy days. So I don't know if you can see that, but we've got this gully coming down. So basically what I did was I went up the second gully right here, and I've just noticed there's this track going up there. Now that is not shown on my 1 to 50 map, but I think I might experiment with following that because it goes up to where I want to go. And as much as I had amazing fun going off path last time, it was really slow going, and you couldn't really see much for the brambles. So I might just follow that path, because also if I can make this loop a solid loop, then hopefully we can head out and offer this as one of our wild walks, maybe over a weekend event, so you guys can book on for it. If you haven't already checked out the different walking events that we run, please do. They're all on my website. You're so welcome. Something for everybody there. And we look at the archaeology, the geology, the wildlife, the history. We look at obviously the beautiful landscapes. Make sure we've got decent views in there as well, and we just build meaningful connections with each other and with the natural world. So definitely worth checking them out if you're looking to spend more time in the wild. Once again, we're in the shade. Anyway, that is where I went last time, so I followed this field boundary all the way up. If this doesn't work, this is going to be my reference point, because this was reliable. I'm going to go through here. Hopefully, yep. And then up there. Can you hear that? There's a singing gate. Okay, I think this is us. Very much up. Let's do it. Cuckoo. Just in the woods. Never forget to look behind you. Check out that view. Yep. Some of Exmoor's best. You can see this is definitely more than a sheep track. You've got the distinctive horseshoes. So it's definitely horses have been up here as well, which is hopeful. If they can get through, I should be all right. So believe it or not, I keep checking back to View Ranger and this is actually the path that I want. It's so bizarre because it shows on the map that it goes like right on the edge of that forest. And it also showed when we were sat back there by the river that we started climbing there. So I don't know what is going on, man. Can't figure it out. I'll have to sit down and stare long and hard at that map when I get back. Anyway, all is well right now. We're headed the right way, which is ace. Shout if you can see a path. This'll do. I'm making this up as I go along. Literally. It's great, I love it. Nice clear day. No better day to get lost. My navigation is not being helped by the fact I cannot stop looking behind me. Let's get this on the GoPro. Super wide angle. That is just nuts. My goal for today is to ensure I don't end up like that. So that little lump can only be one thing. Looks like a tumulus. Remains of a burial mound. Let's have a look.
Exmoor contains a wealth of prehistoric sites, and the burial mounds often date from the Neolithic period, where notable individuals were laid to rest with objects of significance, such as this spot on South Common.
This place is simply amazing. Look at this view. It's like 360, pure Exmoor epicness. You just see so far. Oh my goodness me. It's just completely nuts. Crazy, amazing, epic, fantastic, awe-inspiring, all those things and more. This place is the place to be right now. Woohoo! We survived! We crossed the moors alive. So we're into this like farmland now, which is bizarre because it's kind of like quite remote. There's no roads and stuff around here. We go up the track, or down the track even, to the farm that runs all these fields, which is cool. So I'll show you that in a minute. But there is a sign, people, and it doesn't sign that way. Oh, I'm not doing that. It doesn't sign that way, so I don't know what I did, but I did it. What does this say then? It says Bridleway, Exford and Larkbarrow. Oh, that's not very useful. That way. Not that way. Never mind. We're all good. Right, through gate. Ooh, that's weird. Nope, okay, we're going over.
This stretch through the fields was a real contrast to the open space I'd just travelled through, and the fences felt imposing. But I enjoyed watching the lambs cheerily explore their enclosure, never straying too far from Mum though.
Here we are then, so this is the farm. We've descended down out of the farmlands. We're just on this little road by the building. We've got the brook there as well, which is bubbling away rather blissfully. And we're going to cross over this footbridge in a minute and begin our ascent up to the top of North Common. And I reckon, if my judgment is worth anything, this is the steepest ascent of the day. It's a good one, trust me. Here we go, solid 1/4 mile uphill. Check these guys out. Nice splash of white. These guys are stitchwort. They've been growing along the path sort of in these farmland areas with their sort of split petals. They're really lovely. Nice splash of colour. A little bit further on, even more colour. The gorse is still in flower. Boom. How yellow and epic is that? Right, let's do this thing. Up we go. View's just opening out there, right up the valley. Looking good. Even better from the top. Here we go then, just emerging to the top of North Common. Views behind, check them out. Woo. Yeah, that's what we're talking about. Okay, we are making epic progress and I have something pretty exciting to tell you. This very path here is sacred. This is part of a long distance trail known as the Coleridge Way. So it starts at Neverstowe in the Quantock Hills, or on the Quantock Hills. It runs all the way from there, 51 miles, down to Linton and Lynmouth over that way. Catch my breath a minute. It's a pretty epic trail, one I'm yet to walk, but it's very much on the radar for this year. Hopefully in a couple months I'll be yomping along this very stretch of path with an eye to reaching the coast. Highland cows! Oh, you guys, I love you! My absolute favourite cow. Look at this shaggy hair! Hey dude, what's up? Oh, can I take you home? I could just give you cuddles all day. Last time I was here, there was a newt in there, but that looks like it's gone down significantly. Look at all those tadpoles though. No. Oh, how are you gonna get out there, guys? Oh, okay, you're gonna climb up those sticks. Yes, good planning. Well done. Here's the A road. Just gotta cross over in a minute and take the path on the right. Go. Here we go. Goodbye road. Hello footpath. Which one though? That's the question. Well, we are going that way. And just there, amazing people, is Wales. As clear as, well, as clear as Wales. Just over there. Wow. Epic. It's so, so clear. Don't you think so, Cal? It's epic. Boo. He's not bothered. Looks like we just drop off into the ocean as well. Hi. Hello. I don't envy you. Oh, oh, you're doing good, right? Hiya, alright. Oh, I miss the days of trail racing. It's good stuff. Such a great community of people trail running, and there's so many races around here that utilise the natural landscapes. They get you to places you can only access on foot, and honestly, like, you get tired but you get so energised by the lands that you're moving through, or at least I do anyway. I mean, check this out, we're descending now into one of my favourite parts of this trail, into this beautiful little stretch of woodland along the coast. It is just lovely. Look at these amazing new oak leaves just coming out. Such a like grizzly green actually. It's not as vibrant as normal, it's kind of yellow, limey. I'm sure it'll be dazzling in a couple of months though. Hey, check this out. Acorn, that's the National Trails acorn. So basically, there's different trails all around the country, I think 15 or 16 now. They're long distance routes that are designated, protected by the government as well. and basically they go through some of the most spectacular archaeological, historical, geological, landscapey places that you could ever want to walk in, and they ensure that it's protected for generations to come. And of course we're on the southwest coastal path now, so if you've not heard of that, it's 630 miles. It runs right along the southwest peninsula, some of the most incredible, mind-blowing landscapes you could ever imagine on the coast. And those runners actually are using this trail, and so am I. So thankfully we're not walking all of it today though. Look at that sea. Oh, I just love that blue. So inviting. Yeah, good, you?
Yeah, brilliant. Thanks.
Nice one. You're doing good. Nice day for it. Yeah. This tree is big. Flip. Good. Steady. So the coastal path just switchbacks that way rather unsensibly. I'm just going to take this shortcut. Everybody seems to have done it. Oh, flip. Because this isn't steep at all. Hang on a minute, let's just, there we go, that's better. Oh. Okay. Oh, I think I went to neutral then, I just went with it. All good. Knee good, head good, got my hat, yep, alright. Onwards. Look at these amazing cliffs, kind of just exposed rock, and what's left behind is these big boulders that have fallen down. Thankfully not gone all the way down to the beach down there, but still rather large. Thankfully we weren't in the way.
The wooded trail felt like a world apart from the 21st century, and my senses came to life as I soaked up the crowns of fern and patches of star-shaped moss, the campions and the stitchwort and the tumbling waterfalls. It was a stimulating and invigorating place, and I felt inspired by the natural beauty around me.
I just love the feeling of being in the canopy of the trees, because obviously they're growing lower down. We're stood at the height of their leaves. It's amazing to be able to see the world as they do. Always inspired by trees. I'm sure they hold many stories. If only they could talk. Here we go. So we got this sign here. It's a bit whited out so you can't see that very well. But basically, coastal path goes that way, and this is where we turn inland up to County Gate. Just a little bit more up. We're doing good. I said earlier how much I love this stretch of path, and it really rings true. I just adore it. I think there's something about being in forests that really engages me on a really deep level. In Japan, the whole thing of forest bathing is taken up. It's no water is involved, but basically it just means going out, spending time in a forest for sort of healing and restoration of your soul and spirit. And I love that idea of going into nature and finding yourself restored back to who you are, but not even that, but built up and grounded by the natural world. And after all, this is where we truly belong. This is where we're from, and we will always have roots there. We need nature, nature needs us, two-way thing. Gotta stay connected. This whole stretch here to the left of the path has been swaled. You can see how burnt up it is. Basically, it's controlled burning of the bracken and the gorse to make way for new shoots and life. But the aftermath sometimes looks a little bit desolate before the green starts to come through. Here Here we are, this is County Gate car park, one of the most popular in the area. So many walks you can do from here. There's toilets, everybody's happy. We're just gonna walk on past, get through this gate, and pretty soon we'll be dropping down back into dune country on towards Malmsmead. Woo, a stick. All good. So we're dropping down, as I just mentioned, towards Malmsmead, so very much back in dune country, back to Bagworthy Water. And from Malmsmead there's some nice stuff to chat about there, so don't worry, we're not finished quite yet. But from Malmsmead then I just got to walk along the river for an extra mile and I'll be back at the car and the campsite. So that is it. This view is our last highest point. Not bad at all. Happy to finish on that. Flip, grass snake, wait, grass snake or adder? Adder or grass snake? Dunno, snake. Adder, that's what that is. There's the road to the campsite, Cloud Farm campsite, that's where we're staying. And just down there is Malmsmead.
On the edge of the hamlet is a 17th century stone bridge, now listed as a Scheduled Ancient Monument and Grade 2 listed building. It's an attractive construction in a peaceful setting, but I didn't stop for too long as I had other plans.
Cheers. Oh, it's so good. You can't come to Exmoor and not get a cream tea. It's got to be done.
Once I'd finished my food, I sat for a while under the shade of a magnificent purple beech tree, enjoying the tranquility of the area. Soon though, I was on the move, passing the farmhouse, now a gift shop, and then pressing on along the river, which would take me all the way back to camp.
So here we go then. Scone has been scoffed. I'm feeling exceptionally full, but really rather satisfied and cheerful. Back along the Bagworthy Water. I can rarely get that out in one go. And we've just got this last stretch back to the car and the campsite now. So really beautiful walk. It's been truly wonderful walking today. And in some way, you know, I'm kind of pleased that I lost the footage last time, because I might not have come back today to do this route and just enjoy everything that it has to offer. I really relish that section across the moors as well, just being lost. That was quite fun. But you know, there's such a diverse array of different landscapes that we've walked through today, from the forest and the valleys to the moors to the farmlands. It's been really lovely, and I'm so glad I could share it with you. So I hope in some small way today's walk has inspired you to perhaps come and visit Exmoor. If not, then to just head out to your local patch and get some walks in. So guys, thank you for watching, and until next time, enjoy those adventures and stay wild.